Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing about history and architectural analysis of Chidambaram Natraja temple. Natraja temple, also referred as Chidambaram Natraja temple, is dedicated to Lord Shiva. This temple is located in Chidambaram in Tamil Nadu, India. Chidambaram temple is one of the oldest temples in southern India. The temple was constructed in 10th century when Chidambaram was the capital of Chola dynasty. Throughout the second millennium, the Natraja temple has undergone damage, renovation and expansion. Though Shiva is main deity in Natraja temple, this temple also represents the major themes of Vaishnavism, Shaktism. In this temple, there are many sculptural features. One of the major features of sculpture of Chidambaram temple is the Natraja idol. Chidambaram temple is one of the rarest temples where Lord Shiva is represented in the form of idol. The well-sculptured figure of the Lord depicts him in a dancing pose known as Cosmic Dance or Ananda Tandava in the Golden Hall of the shrine, Ponnambalam. In Chidambaram temple, there are 9 well-carved gateways. 4 of these gateways have gopurams. One of the architectural features of halls in Chidambaram temple is the well-carved pillars. The finest examples of such pillars is found in Nritya Sabha and Natya Sabha in the form of chariot drawn by horses. According to legends, this is the place where Lord Shiva and Goddess Kali have danced with each other, and there is also a Raja Sabha, or also known as a 1,000-pillared hall. Its bronze statues and stone sculptures depicts various deities and a famous tillai trees of the surrounding forest. The sculptures of Chidambaram inspired the posters of classical dance of Bharatanatyam. Temple roof is made of 21,600 gold sheets, which denotes the 21,600 breaths taken by a human being every day. These 21,600 gold sheets are fixed on the Vimanam, that is roof, using 72,000 gold nails, which denote the total number of nadis, that is nerves, in the human body. This roof also resembles the Vesara architecture. The Chitsava is wooden structure on a granite base covered with a gilded roof is unique. In front of Chitsava, we find Golden Hall. This is a structure with a granite base slightly lower than base of Chitsava. It consists of wooden doors and copper covered wooden roof supported by granite pillars. Many of the rituals are worshipped over here. There is one interesting feature in Chidambaram Natraja temple that the temple is located in the center point of world's magnetic equator. All over India, there are 5 temples of Lord Shiva called Panchabhuta temples. Among Panchabhuta temples, Chidambaram denotes skies, Kalahasti denotes wind, Kanchi Ekambareshwar denotes land. All these 3 temples are located in a straight line at 79 degrees 41 minutes longitude. Chidambaram temple consists of many amazing facts and astronomical miracles. Chidambaram temple is based on human having 9 entrances, denoting 9 entrances or openings of the body.
शिकारी माँ बनाए रसोई मैं पनघट पे भरूं पानी.
Now we will take a closer look into the floor plan of the temple complex. The complex has 7 important buildings. A. The inner enclosure with primary shrine which has the golden roof. B. Is a second enclosure which is outside of the primary enclosure. C shows the gopurams which are located on 4 different directions, namely north, south, east and west. D is a 1000-pillar hall or Rajya Sabha. E is the water tank which plays an important role during ceremonies and functions. F is the Aman shrine which is located inside a small temple. G is a Ganesh shrine which is also located in a smaller temple within the complex. Now we will look at the architectural analysis of the temple complex's floor plan. The temple complex has a barrier wall around the site which acts as an enclosure. The only way into the temple is through the 4 gopurams that are located on all the 4 directions. Since the gopurams are the only way into the temple, there is a clear pathway here. The east, west and southern gopurams lead their way to the main shrine, which has a series of ways that will lead to the center of the shrine. From the floor plan, it is very clear that the complex has a center and a perimeter. Here, the center is where the shrine is located. We can also see that the scale in 1000-pillar mandapam or the Rajya Sabha. The complex itself is not symmetric, but the individual buildings, that is the Rajya Sabha, the Aman temple that holds the Aman shrine, the Ganesh temple which holds the Ganesh shrine, have a symmetry of their own. The Rajya Sabha has concentric shapes and also shows repetition of the pillars. There are even more hidden meanings to why the buildings are placed the way they are. For example, the Ponnambalam is placed slightly tilted towards the left. This represents our heart. To reach this, we need to climb 5 steps called Panchatsara Padi. Ponnambalam has 28 pillars denoting the 28 ahams, as well as the 28 methods to worship Lord Shiva. The 28 pillars support 64 plus 64 roof beams which denote the 64 arts. The cross beam supports the blood vessels running across the human body. Kalasas on the golden roof represents 9 types of Sakti or energies. The 6 pillars at the Arth Mantapa represents the 6 types of Shastras. The 18 pillars in the adjacent Mandapam represents the 18 Puranams. The complex has a rectangular shape and is oriented on the cardinal directions. It is structured as 5 concentric courtyards or prakaras, 4 of which are accessible to the public. The 5th being only accessible to the priests as it lies within the walls of the main sanctum. The prakaras are separated by approximately 10-meter high granite walls. The two outermost walls have 4 entranceways in each of the sides. But whereas the gateways and gopurams of other South Indian temples are oriented aligned into a cross, here the gopurams are placed in an asymmetrical pattern. The 5th prakara between the outer 4th wall and 3rd wall of enclosure is in use for gardens. The 4 gopurams, pyramidal shaped temple gateways, are situated in the 4th prakara wall. Within this wall we find the main temple as well as the sacred tirtha or water place and many subsidiary shrines and buildings such as the Amman shrine and the Ganesh shrine. Although the earliest historical reference to the temple go back to the 6th century CE, there is now nothing within the complex that can be dated to before the 12th century with any certainty, except for the main sanctum, the Sit Sabha, also known as the Hall of Consciousness. This wooden structure on a granite base covered with gilded roof is very unique and very unlike the Garbhagriha or the womb house, the square sanctum sanctorium of other Hindu temples. It is rectangular and with a roof that is shaped with an unusual slant. Within the wooden walls lies the first prakara, a U-shaped circumambulatory passage constructed of granite. This passage encloses the actual sanctum which houses Shiva Natraja Murti, the presiding deity of the temple, as well as several other divinities. In front of the Sit Sabha, we find the Kanaka Sabha, also known as the Golden Hall. This is a structure with a granite base slightly lower than the base of the Sit Sabha. Wooden doors and a copper-covered wooden roof supported by granite pillars. Here, many of the rituals of worship are performed. But at certain times, devotees are allowed to have a close darshana of the natraja in the sanctum from here. These two sabhas are at the center of the central courtyard, which is enclosed by a cloistered veranda. Around this veranda, there are several shrines. A shrine to Govindaraja, the reclining form of Vishnu, and one dedicated to Brahma are also situated in this courtyard. Of the buildings found in the 4th prakara, the Navalinga shrine and Mukurani Vinayaka shrine are ancient shrines but have undergone renovation in the later 19th century and no longer represent ancient architecture. The pillared passage of the 3rd prakara also belong to this period of building, as does the cloister around the central courtyard. The Moolastana shrine possibly belongs to the same period or the 18th century. Although the Natraja temple of Chidambaram is one of the most intensively studied and described temples of South India, much of its history remains undiscovered till date. Thank you.